Well, here we go. Another flawless vidIQ channel audit live stream. I'm hosting today, so what could possibly go wrong?
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Dan, and this is vidIQ. We are the YouTube tool, academy, and channel that helps educate you along your YouTube journey. And today, we are live auditing your channels. And as I said, I am hosting the stream today, but that doesn't mean we are completely alone, just you and me, because I wouldn't do that to you. You know, I like you too much. So let's bring in everybody else. We have with us right now the other Dan, the better Dan, our community manager, who's going to be here hanging out in chat and answering your questions later on in the stream. We will hear from him a little bit.
I'm so happy to be first. This is amazing.
Yes.
Welcome to all the community members. Please tag me if you have any questions, and I'll try and ask them on the stream.
Yes. Tag at Daniel H. We'll just say H. I'm not going to.
It's Holzhauer. It means lumberjack in German, so I'm told.
So I'm told. I don't want to butcher it. Your name especially. I have to work with you. So we also, of course, have Travis in the house.
You know what I love about this live stream? Can I just say something?
Yes.
I love that this live stream is already so smooth that we decided to risk it all by giving Dan the controls. Like, that was the greatest thing ever. We never have any kind of technical glitches at all ever anyway. So why not give it to Dan? I mean, this was a smart move. If this was Vegas, we would have just crapped out. I'm telling you, this was terrible.
Well, I'm sorry. I think Rob's here too.
Very quickly, bottom build, like on the card, it would be Dan H at the top, and I'm just like a little afterthought. Delighted to hear that after I won the election last week, as we clearly saw, Team Rob, but apparently that means nothing in this place. Well, hello, everyone.
I sued everybody to make sure the recount goes to my favor, because that was obviously false counts and a bunch of other shenanigans were going on. So don't worry, I'll see you in court, Rob.
Yeah, whatever you say, Savage. I'm officially on vacation, but I thought just to help out, I would not do any of the hosting. I would just sit here and be a guest, and I can spend a bit more time concentrating on the channel this week. And we managed to not go live for the first 3 minutes. So top job, Dan. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, well, you know.
That will be in your appraisal at the end of the year.
That is what you get for, leaving us hanging. So, plus, I was going to say, we were saving the best for last, and then you had to, sit there and whine about being last on the billing. Best for last.
Let's be honest, I've never been the best at anything.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we've done nothing so far. How about we go ahead and tell people how this all works every single week, as I'm going to stall a little bit as I glance at which button I set this on. Okay, there we go. We're going to show you exactly how channel audits work every single week. Please pay close attention to all of our rules and guidelines and warnings and all that stuff.
vidIQ channel audits are all about helping you become better YouTubers. To submit your channel for possible review, in the video description of this live stream, there is a link that will take you to this simple form. Fill it out, and prior to the stream, we will pick out several channels for review. Channel audits are free. We offer them as part of the vidIQ YouTube service, and we can't be bribed. While super chats are always welcome, they will not buy you a channel audit. We do not want to create a financial barrier to this weekly community get-together. The live chat exists so that you can all converse with the community. Don't ask for channel audits. During a live stream, the hosts don't have time to read them, and moderators will put you in timeout. And speaking of moderators, I wanted to personally thank each and every one of you for supporting us every single week to make sure that this show gets up and running. It really is appreciated. We get hundreds of submissions every single week, and unfortunately we can't audit every channel. To ensure your channel has a fair chance each week, we purge the list, and after we audit pre-selected channels, we randomly choose which channels get audited. We only have so much time in a day to audit your channels, but if you download the vidIQ extension, our 24/7 channel audit tool will offer you tailored advice specific to your YouTube channel. If you haven't already done so, download vidIQ for free today. A link is in the video description. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. We assume you want to grow your audience on YouTube, and that is what our advice is based on. Appreciate that we are viewing your channel for the first time. If we get something wrong, we didn't do it on purpose. It may be that your messaging and branding isn't doing the job it's supposed to do. And make sure to listen to the advice we give to all channels, not just yours. Test everything. Some strategies will work better for some channels, whilst it won't work for some channels at all. Always review the data YouTube gives you and then test again. Thumbnails are a topic that come up time and time again, so to help you with that, we've put together both a playlist on our channel and a dedicated vidIQ Academy course. Links to both are in the video description of this live stream. We always appreciate it when you click on the thumbs up button. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you know when we next go live. And do us a favour, folks, if you do find this live stream useful, share it with at least one other video creator who you think could benefit from our advice. Are you ready? Let's do this.
All right, so we are ready to audit some channels. Everyone should be able to see my screen. Yes?
I certainly can.
Okay. I have it up right now on our super chats we just got, and as you all heard, no, giving a super chat does not guarantee you a review, but thank you so much, Info Yeti. And then Being Researcher also gave us a super chat. I don't know what these currency designations represent, but I'm going to assume we're now very, very wealthy. But thank you all. Let's go on to the very first channel that submitted today on our random selection form. If you just so happen to be that person, this could be you. Today it was DZ Studios, which I'm assuming is a Lego channel. And that's pretty exciting. And what do we have? So I'm seeing... I think
we have an expert on our team for Lego stuff, so maybe he should look at this.
Yeah, thanks for that, Travis. I'm currently building the Notre Dame. Actually, as a Lego set. That's a 1,400 piece set, and I'll be ready within the next week, and you'll see that on Instagram or wherever I decide to post it. So yeah, DZ Studios or DZ Studios, depending on where you are in the world and how you pronounce it. The channel name doesn't necessarily reflect the video content, so you may want to think long term if your channel name is something that you want for the Lego stuff that you clearly build. This is on the videos tab, right, Dan?
Yep.
And how many subscribers they have, just to get reference here on the view count.
Just
over 500, yeah. And view count seems very, very healthy, which is fantastic to see. And I'm seeing already that they've looked to be tying into recent phenomenons, whether it is coming up to the holiday season. They've also done some Mario stuff recently. Gingerbread House. Yeah, so that's all sort of Christmassy stuff, which is good. I like the thumbnails in the sense that they do have a big Lego logo on them, which is quite obvious and easy to use. It's kind of like us when we use the YouTube logo, so that it's an immediate identifier when you're swiping through, looking at what you're going to stop on. And now I'm getting deja vu because I've just seen that they've done the history of Disney Colorado Springs. We audited this channel a little while ago, didn't we? I'm sure of it.
We did. I think so. Unless
it seems as if they're still very strong, though. I mean, almost every video gets as many views as subscribers, if not more. There was just, if you scroll up a little bit down, I saw one video which seemed to be a bit of a breakout. Where was it? I thought
a couple sports that are doing well.
Look, the Super Mario one there got 10,000 views, and it was a shorts. Yeah, you're right there, Travis. So I think, again, I think this is another opportunity, and creators it's entirely up to you whether you choose to do this right now. But when it comes to established topics like Lego, or it might be finance, or it could be acrylic paintings or ASMR, I think a lot of people can transfer those skills into these shorts while there is that opportunity and establish themselves. So it's good that you're doing that and continue to. I think are they mixing it in, or have they just gone shorts exclusive now? Just go to the top, Dan.
Yeah, let's see.
They've done like a series of shorts there in the last couple of days. But I guess, I mean, what do you do here? Do you do like, let's say your regular posting schedule is, say, 2 videos a week. Could you fill out the rest of your week with shorts? And how would your audience react to that? I think that's something that certainly you want to look at with your content. But the fact that you got that 10,000 views on that one shot is encouraging to me. Sorry, I'm waffling here now that my mind's fully on a channel. So I'll throw it over to Travis and let us know what you think.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I think Lego is important to have in the thumbnail, and then also trying shorts seems to be working well. And it actually, to me, it feels like the right match for shorts because it's very visual, and I think shorts need to be visual. You can do short little kind of fun clips and stuff. But But yeah, I mean, definitely look at what the thought leaders in this niche are doing and try to recreate what they're up to. And but so far so good. I mean, you're getting some good views on it. Now, of course, some of these are kind of older-ish. Looks like they're not doing a whole bunch per month, but
oh, this is most viewed. Sorry.
Oh, most viewed. So yeah, I mean, just continue down that path. You're doing a pretty good job. I like the color in some of these thumbnails, and
yeah, me too.
I think this is probably a good use of a premiere right here. We usually tell people don't do this, but I always like to save this for if you're going to hype something, and I guess for them it's going to be a face reveal that they're going to premiere in celebration of their 500 subscriber milestone. So that could be a fun way to like hype something up. But generally speaking, we sometimes we see channels premiere every single video and we go, what are you doing? I agree with everything you guys said, and I look forward to seeing them continue this trajectory. I'm glad you're putting thumbnails on your shorts too. Your subscribers still do see these videos, so I think it's a good thing to do. I wouldn't repeat thumbnails necessarily, but you're on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to our first gaming channel to submit on our gaming forum. We do have 2 forums, and this was the very first channel to submit on the gaming forum, Pathfinder Lair. And I haven't really looked at this channel beyond just what you're seeing right here. It's a gaming channel, but part of me wonders, is it the board game Pathfinder, or is it a video game? There's no about section, so that's not going to tell me a whole lot. So I have to watch these videos.
Each title has Ancestry Album in it.
That is true.
I don't know if that's a game or some common phrase that's used when you're doing things about a fantasy video games and board games.
Right. And okay, now that I'm getting one of the videos to actually play, it looks like it's you on camera explaining rules, and I'm seeing other Dungeons and Dragons comments here, and not comments, but titles and stuff. So this is not necessarily a gaming channel in the sense that we're used to. This is a tabletop game, and I think that, Rob, you just pointed out the first piece of very obvious advice is I would be putting the name of the game in question in every title.
Do you just want to do a search for Ancestry Album? I just want to see if that is a search.
I bet it's Pathfinder though, but let's see.
Thing. Also, while Dan's doing that, I quickly want to canvass the community here. Do you prefer dark mode or light mode when we're doing channel audits? Because I always do it in light mode, and I noticed Dan always does it in dark mode. So, yeah, thoughts in the chat. Dan actually can keep a quick tab on that.
That's a good question. I can't stand YouTube light mode. Can't do it. It looks like they're dominating the search term, which means this is something that they specifically seem to be.
Yeah, so then that leads to the question then. If they're dominating the search term and each video is getting not that many views, then it's not a searchable topic. I think he needs to find a new root keyword to go after, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a couple very, very obvious quick things here. The thumbnails basically just about repeat your title, and the text is distracting. Like, there's kind of a cool image here. It's zoomed out. It looks a little bit busy, but then the text is kind of drawing attention away from it. Sometimes the text isn't very readable, like this red text here, the white text over the white background here. So I would definitely work on thumbnails. And if this is indeed always about Pathfinder, that's good. That's a good focus, but you're not doing yourself any favors by keeping Pathfinder out of the title. If Ancestry Album is a game, and we're just not knowing any better, then I would definitely look into how much that game is trending. If other people are talking about it, what terms are they using to describe it? Because I've certainly never heard of it, and it may just be that it hasn't hit a stride yet, but I do feel like this is you covering all the characters in the game, Pathfinder. That's just my very limited D&D knowledge. Travis, you have any final thoughts, or would you guys want to move on?
We can move on. I think what you guys have covered, especially during the portion about talking about search, where they're ranking high, is really a good point for sure.
Right on. All right. So every week we give you a different opportunity to get a channel audit. These 2 channels submitted first on the forum, but you can always participate in our Photoshop battles, which I didn't pull up because I'm a silly person. This is our channel audits tab. This is another way to get yourself an audit. How would I find the?
So go to profile, Dan. If you go to our profile, you should be able to just scroll down, and then it'll be one of the more recent ones.
So there's our winner right there. But we did have a whole bunch of submissions that got buried in our Twitter feed. This is why we pick this stuff ahead of time. So this was the photo we gave you. Put Rob in, any kind of precarious situation, and
I haven't really looked at these since I've been on vacation.
Yeah, I did choose for you.
Yeah, all right, then. Keep going.
So
I'll
we
see
have
if you were right.
All Hail the King. We
Yeah.
got you in a casino, which was pretty funny, from Ethan Reck.
Yeah.
You with the glasses on. Let's see, sub for sub, right? And then you're judging them for that.
Sure, why not?
What's the big idea?
Big
I
head,
guess,
okay.
I guess you're visiting 7-Eleven here.
Yeah. Is that Breaking Bad?
I think it is
be.
Breaking Bad.
I'm staring down Heisenberg there.
This one's a bit busy.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Move on.
Yep. So this is the one I thought won, mostly because of the smile.
Because of the liquefied my face. Yeah, go on then. I'll give him that. Now, just before you go on, you see the one below? Now, that is my hometown, Huddersfield. But I always trick people and say this is where they filmed Built Back to the Future, and that is a clock tower on Hill Valley, because it looks exactly the same to me as a youth anyway.
Yeah, that's great. So the channel we chose was Steers. Thank you for your submission, and I have the channel right here. So I think this is a gaming channel based on the logo here, Dirt 5, but I think we said this last time with driving channels. Sometimes we could get tricked because the pictures look so realistic, it's hard to know if it's a car channel or a gaming channel. But we have, I'm thinking, a channel completely focused on, I want to say, definitely driving games, but maybe just Dirt 5. This is Project Cars, actually. So they have picked the niche of driving games. They have not niched down to just one of them, that's okay.
Yeah, that seems fine. It looks like they were getting a nice little run there of Project Cars 3 for the last few weeks. Is Dirt 5, is that just being released? I'm not sure.
I thought it was.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't necessarily have any problems with somebody staying within topic, but maybe trying a new game when it just comes out as an experiment. But it looks as if Project Cars 3 is your bread and butter right now. And every video is maybe covering like a different car going around a different circuit. What do the full titles say, Dan, just out of interest? Because this is another little issue sometimes whereby each title is quite long, so they're cut off, and I don't know. Okay, so it's Logitech gameplays at the end. Logitech G29.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get some search cred letting everybody know I have a Logitech steering wheel.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Instead of a face cam, they've opted to do that in all the videos. Put them
interesting.
holding the steering wheel.
That's something different.
It's kind of hard to see.
I'm not a huge fan of the thumbnails only because it's essentially a freeze frame. I'm wondering how they can maybe touch it up a little bit.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, the finer sense of there's not enough. There's no text on it, and you can clearly see what's going on. But the thumbnails themselves are a little boring. So maybe just because they've occasionally put arrows here and there.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's a nice little trick. I'm wondering if they could maybe accentuate that a little bit, perhaps.
I think if they were to do more stuff like this, that would be a little bit better. I guess I'm wondering how many people, when you look at your search terms, I wonder how many people actually find your videos by typing in Logitech, whatever steering wheel, or if they're finding your videos because of the game you're playing, the car you're driving in the game, because I think you're taking up a lot of real estate adding that into your every single title, and you've been gaining momentum. It looks like the older videos don't have as many views as the newer ones. In some cases, this one kind of blew up. I would look and see. Let's see all the popular videos here.
Yeah, let's have a look.
And while I'm doing that, Travis, do you have any thoughts on this channel?
Yeah, there's a couple of thumbnails that are really good in action shots. They're like drifting, or some of the front facing camera shots and stuff are pretty cool. The times when you're going really fast makes sense to be in first person. There's a couple there's one or two first person videos like that third one in the Cars 3 cockpit view. It looks really cool. I would just remove the thumbnail at the top, the portion at the top with the steering wheel. But yeah, I think you need to be with cars. The whole point is going fast, right? I want to go fast.
Right. It doesn't. Right now, I feel like it's just a freeze frame of the game, and oftentimes it looks like it is. And I think you're going to draw more people's eye by taking that car and getting the front of it coming at you. A little more exciting. And then I see what you're trying to do with the steering wheel in the corner, but it's not translating when you think about how small these show up to people. You know, people may not know what that is in the corner. So something to keep in mind. It looks like they've had a few breakout videos, though, considering their subscriber size. Yeah,
I'm just looking to see why that was. There's one settings thing, so that's a tutorial. That's a guess why that one was most popular. So what about that one? Just normal gameplay. Maybe that's because when the game first came out, or there was a new release or connection to the steering wheel that was useful. It's very clear that this channel is right now Project Cars 3 channel, because all of their most popular videos are coming from that, which is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, good channel name. You know, your avatar is kind of cool. And steering wheel there. I like your channel banner. You got a lot of stuff going on. How long have we been going down? Just out of interest. Joined November 1st, 2019.
Okay.
And we got filled out about section, which is good. Let's see, just sort by oldest video here real quick. A year. Okay, so pretty much when they started their YouTube channel.
They started with Forza Horizon 4. And unless they've been updating their old thumbnails, the thumbnails haven't changed that much either.
It looks like they did away with putting a picture of a steering wheel in the corner.
Yeah.
Which I would say this was even harder to visualize. Now at least we can kind of make out it's somebody driving at their desk.
Quick, again, sort of like a canvas question to the community. What thumbnails do you prefer? The one where it's just straight behind the car, so it's that very generic racing car look, or when, as Travis says, have kind of moved the image to the front and they've got the car in some sort of action move where it's doing like a power slide or something.
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting. I do notice this one has 460 views, and back then that was quite a bit for this channel. And sure enough, is the car coming at you. And then this one here, very artistic looking thumbnail. All very different from all the other thumbnails, actually. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. So, yeah, a lot going on here. I do appreciate that this channel is in its, element. They haven't decided to play Mario one day and, driving games the next. And they are experimenting with shorts as well. So I think keep an eye on this one because it's only been out a day. It could take a couple days. It could take weeks. But, people may see this and check it out, and it may blow up.
It's interesting the way they've done that as well. To make it fit the shorts vertical format, they have the steering wheel and then the screen. So I'm wondering, a slight adjustment to that would be actually doing the screen recording on top, and then like the camera recording the steering wheel on the bottom. And he's done it there as well. So it's an interesting approach to how to adapt, like landscape gameplay into the shorts arena.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea too. Like, it's almost split screen like that now. So take a screen capture, you can have that 16:9 and have your steering wheel below. That'd be really cool. But keep testing stuff. Definitely keep going. And thank you for your Photoshop submission. And then we have yet another way people get audited, and this one's a little bit tougher. If you are in our vidIQ Discord, here's just an older screenshot of it right now, the thumbnails channel. If you're a participant in this Discord, if you're hanging out in the community, if you're just being an awesome active community member, our community manager may be sneaky and grab your channel. Dan, I know you're here. Do you want to tell us about the channel you grabbed today?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Dan C said, and we have the pinned comment right now. If you want to join our Discord, we get a lot of communication and discussion in there. You can post your thumbnails, you can get feedback on a lot of different stuff, and we want to, support as many of those creators as possible. So this week we picked the Retro Perspective. He gives out feedback in our Discord, but also just has a great channel that I thought deserved a little bit of a spotlight. And I think everyone in the stream and who's here live with us would really like a channel like this. So a little bit of props to the Retro Perspective. It does seem like most people we audit have English accents. I don't know if that's me playing favorites because I love your accents so much, but here's another one.
Well, I was taking a look at this channel when you sent it. And I was just kind of intrigued because it looks like their channel banner says, music, film, TV, and video games. So they're covering a pretty wide range of topics, but just the retro games, retro film, retro video, like or music, excuse me, and they've earned 1,000 subscribers. How long have they been around? Since 2015. It's about 5 years. Travis, what are you seeing? What are you thinking?
Well, I like the concept of retro stuff. I watch a couple retro channels of different subjects. They're usually a little bit more niched. For example, one's more of a computer retro channel, and I have a retro video gaming channel that I watch. So they're kind of very niched, and that's kind of how they've grown. This one's more of a kind of general old school type stuff. You see some video game stuff there. You see cartoons. You see, I get it. I think if you want to grow faster, though, you start small and then spread out later. It's just going to take longer as a small channel to kind of continue to grow if you're going to be a little bit more scattershot, but it's not something that you can't grow into. I think you totally can grow into that sort of thing. They've been, what's their oldest video? Like, how old is their oldest video?
Let's see. 5 years. So
they've been doing it for 5 years. So yeah, I think, and they look like they started out with video games, very specifically, which Phantom Gestalt at that time, 5 years ago, was not a retro game. So that's something else to consider. And yeah, like none of the stuff was retro. So they pivoted at some point from kind of current stuff to retro. And that's another thing that could make it a little bit slower, especially if you spent any significant amount of time growing a channel about current products, and then all of a sudden you switch to retro. Like, that's a different audience, sometimes altogether, which could slow your growth there too. So there's that as well. So sometimes you have to look a little bit deeper and look a little bit further back in the channel history to kind of know what's going on and figure out like how to move forward.
Yeah, it looks like I'm still seeing E3 2017 and stuff like that. And it looks like at one point they showed off their video game collection. So it's like they kind of dipped their toe into the retro side of things. And maybe it was right here. Maybe it was the retro perspective channel trailer. Maybe that was the moment.
Yeah, because King of Kong is a retro movie, but Cuphead wasn't 3 years ago, and so yeah, and then Fractured, the South Park game was not. Yeah, so I think maybe he's into it now, which is great. It's just going to take some time to kind of take over the older content and the people who subscribe for newer content. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I want to see if there's any video that's broken out. Okay, 4 years ago, it looks like a Skyrim. Oh no. Enderall, better than Skyrim. Okay, so 10,000 views there. Star Ocean, which doesn't look retro to me. Okay, and then this was.
All these are a long time ago, though, aren't they?
Yeah, years ago.
Years older.
So they basically, since their pivot, they haven't really had something blow up.
Let's just go back to the most recent for a second. Let's just try and work out what they are right now. So just scroll down so I can see there. That'll do. So it feels like they are a video game retro channel now, looking at it. Did anyone ever used to get the PlayStation magazine, by the way? I seem to think that back in at least in the UK, it was the most popular selling magazine of any kind at the time when it was launched, like hundreds of thousands of purchases a month when it came out. So yeah, they are a gaming channel, I think, now, and it looks as if they're generally a retro gaming channel. And I would almost go even more niche than this and say they are a retro PlayStation retro channel. Not the majority of the time, but maybe like a big portion of their contents. I would also say that the thumbnails are a bit flat in the sense that there's text, there's you on screen, there's a background, and it all looks as if it's in the same focus level, so that it's difficult to pick out anything on the thumbnails. I think the video game burglary one is a better example of where the thumbnail is a little more distinct and it's easier to digest, but all of the ones above it, it feels as if the creator is determined to get their big shelf of stuff in the background, and that just seems to interfere a little bit with the thumbnails to me. And yeah, I think as Travis said right at the beginning of this audit, there is an element of retro to it, but it's retro everything video games. Maybe they need to niche down a little bit in that sense. Let's see, they did the Final Fantasy remake was a successful one 6 months ago, but well, it looks as if it was controversial because the likes and dislikes are well down on that one. So I'm
Interesting.
not sure what he was doing there.
Yeah.
And it felt to me as if, just looking at the most popular, although they were all much older videos, it was reviews that tend to be his most successful content, rather because it feels as if there are opinion pieces on his channel as well as reviews and looking at these retro magazines. But it feels as if every time you maybe go into detail about a review of something, it does better. But
Yeah.
this is like first impression stuff, just looking at the channel on the surface.
That's generally I always suggest when gaming channels are getting started to kind of dive into that, review things, give tips and stuff like that, because you know, people get to know your personality over time, and then you can kind of branch out as your channel kind of grows. So I don't know if they're still doing reviews as of late, or something that occurs to me is like, what could you do, like maybe the top 10 games of 1998, top 10 PlayStation games 1998, things like that. Can you kind of start to find ways to reframe? You already have all these games. You probably have a lot of footage from the games. Maybe you've saved it, so you can take some of that older content and reframe it and try to kind of do some of those more searchable, clickable kind of things, just to help give you a little bit of a boost to get some more people in the door. Oops, sorry. So that is the retro perspective. You were chosen because you are an exceptional community member in the vidIQ community, so we greatly appreciate it. And best of luck to you and your channel.
Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Hitting that landmark recently.
So the next channel, for our first pre-selected channel, I think this was Travis, right? Feed me good.
Feed me good. Please feed me good. Food. I like food. And I saw this and it made me think of lunch. I'm
just going to get my magnifying glass out because I need to try and read the text on the thumbnails.
Yeah. Yeah. Forget the text. You don't need text on any of these thumbnails. Oh. If your pictures of the food is good enough, then you won't need it. There's a shorts one for food, which essentially did really well for this channel, 700 views in a very short amount of time. That's another thing. Again, things that are visual, I think will do well on shorts. Thumbnails are okay, minus the text. Like I said, get rid of the text. Definitely could be a little bit more saturated, a little bit more sharp. And some of these need a different angle to them. They look a little flat. And if you compare them to other pizza videos or pictures, the thumbnails, or even like the coffee cake one actually looks pretty good. But some of the pizza ones, if you look at these, look at these. Like, I mean, so that's what you need to beat. So whenever you're about ready to make your thumbnail, compare yours using our tool, which we have a tool, vidIQ, to what else is out there, and make sure yours looks as good, if not better. Because if it doesn't, then it's unlikely to get clicked.
Yeah, some of these
view counts are really good on this channel for how long it's been out. 2 months old, and like a cooking channel is already getting hundreds, sometimes thousands of views.
Some of these thumbnails, like the text makes them look so busy where they're otherwise really clean. It kind of, I'll find a way to like coin this term, but it kind of reminds me of like, NASCAR, how they have like all the stickers on the side of the car, just logos everywhere.
Yeah. This thumbnail is sponsored by.
Yes. Heavily sponsored thumbnails is kind of what it feels like, even though it's just, different bits of text, different fonts. So something to work on.
I will give them credit for not. Yes, there is an abundance of text, but it's always out of the way a little bit. They don't splash it over the food itself, which is a good starting point. But yeah, I think embracing the idea of making some thumbnails with no text whatsoever and seeing what happens. I'm just curious. I want to know which country this is. Do we get that from the About section or not? I can't remember.
India.
India. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they maybe have a unique value proposition here of. Perhaps American infusion of food with like the pizza stuff in India is something that's just helping a little bit. It's just delicious vegetarian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would just be encouraged by the momentum the channel has, the fact that they're getting hundreds of views already, and just what by most popular. I just want to see if pizza is like a little mini niche they've got. Because it feels like it is, but I could be wrong. So there, 3 of the top 5 are pizza sauce. So I'd be thinking about having almost like a mini series of pizza content. I mean, I'm really naive here. Is pizza a big thing in India, but it's not covered by enough creators because they go for the more traditional dishes? Or is there a way you can maybe combine the two cuisines in some way? I think there's potential there. For a channel this small, doing so well in pizza content for an Indian audience. The other thing is we don't know the language as well. I've been intrigued to know what the actual language of the content is. Given that a lot of Indian creators have English titles, descriptions, but then it's in one of their Indian native languages, that would be something to know as well.
Just trying to find captions, but I'm not seeing any.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, no, lots of views.
Are they all square videos as well? Sorry, Dan, just to interrupt.
Oh.
But like, when you played that, then it looked like a square video to me.
Yeah, it looks like we got. I mean, here's a short, but it looks like we got black bars, and they're not necessarily. Well, that could be. You know,
I tell you, I think this is repurposed content. Not necessarily they're using somebody else's content. I think this is content from their Instagram feed that they're putting on YouTube.
Right.
Well, it's 2 minutes and change, so it wouldn't go on Instagram.
Sorry?
At 2 minutes and change, it's not going to go on Instagram.
Can it not go on? I thought videos could go on Instagram.
I thought it'd go on Instagram TV.
It could go on Instagram TV, but then it wouldn't need to be square. It could then be full screen.
Just scroll up to the top. Do they have an Instagram link? Oh, if
no
you had
link.
A link, I'd be able to find out if they had a big presence elsewhere.
If you edit your about section, you can do that. Sorry. Just a pro tip for the channel. If you go into your about section, edit it, you can put all your social links and people can click them up in your banner.
I'm gonna have a quick cheeky look here while you.
Okay, so other than that though, that's gonna be kind of interesting to find out. Their older content has views and the channel seems to have some momentum. I'm still the most popular. Some of my favorite thumbnails. While Rob looks that up, I have
the Instagram's even smaller. It's got 160 followers.
Could be Facebook, Twitter. I mean, but I agree. It could definitely be from another place, or maybe it's not. But you know, I love the coffee cake thumbnail, and then for some reason the cheesy vegetable bread thumbnails is really sticking out. It's just really vibrant. This has the contrast and the vibrancy I think Travis was referring to previously, where we're describing thumbnails as a little bit flat. This one has the vibrancy that this one doesn't have, for example. So, I mean, I say keep going. If you can get out of this letterboxing. Because this isn't going to show up on the Shorts tab unless it's under a minute, 59 seconds. So these might blow up if you manage to cut them down. Otherwise, I think the viewing experience is a little bit, hindered by the letterboxing. But okay, I think we've covered it though. Let's move on to Avanti Wingate. Was this, Rob, was this a pick that you had?
This is one of my selections because I'm intrigued by the thumbnail decisions that they've made here. And I'm wondering if Travis can weigh in on this. And that is, I think it's a beauty / hairstyle channel. She's fantastic. But almost every one of their thumbnails is an image of them, but in a slightly different pose. Scroll back to the top, Dan, if you can. I was just trying to work out what was the difference in sometimes they're wearing a hairband, but if like the one on at the extreme right, best affordable water wave, top right, like what is the difference in the three there? And if there is like a transition from you're applying the product from a before and after, and I couldn't quite tell what the difference was. So I think there's something being lost in translation in the thumbnail. But at the same time, I feel as if this thumbnail style is intriguing because it's different. I've not kind of seen this before. So I was wondering if, Travis, you wanted to weigh in here a little bit on maybe what the creator's trying to do.
Some of these are more obvious than others as far as what they're trying to do between the three pictures. But I agree with you. There's some of them, like some are angles, right? And then some are with like a hairband and one without. Like that, I get that. But some of them are so similar that I agree with you. I don't understand what I'm looking at. And I'm wondering if it's just because I'm not a female trying to do my hair that I missed something.
Yeah. Travis and I here with no hair whatsoever trying to
we're probably the worst people to ask about this. But aside from that, like, so taking out my box braids, that makes sense. There's two pictures there. I mean, like some of this stuff makes sense. So I would, I would be more thoughtful in, you know, if you're going to put yourself on multiple times, just make sure that they're different, like before and after, or, you know, up and like if your hair is up versus down or something like that.
Front and side, maybe.
Front and side, yeah. Stuff like that makes sense. Just showing yourself three pictures with not necessarily different sides or whatever is a little confusing. But other than that, I like you're using bright colored backgrounds. I think that's the right move. I like there's no real text on these. You don't necessarily need them. Every once in a while, the Amazon one, you need this doing. It's actually not a bad idea. In general, though, I like the only $65 one. That's really good. So I think she's doing some really great things here. Some really smart decisions other than just trying to figure out why do we have so many pictures that aren't necessarily super obvious as to what's going on.
Yeah, I think even if you just scroll down a little bit, Dan, and then look at these and then scroll to the top again, you can see there's these subtle changes of adding like a solid, colorful background is helping. And there's some nice contrast going on here. And as I think we all agree, is that the thumbnails are good, but we're just missing one key element, which is a bit of like the light bulb moment in the thumbnails. It's like I'm stopping because the thumbnail is really good, but what is the thumbnail trying to tell me? And I think that's just what's being lost a little bit. And when you figure out that, then the channel, which currently is how many subscribers? Approaching 4,000, with healthy view counts for every video pretty much, I think he's just going to get that extra boost.
Yeah, I mean these view counts are great too. So keep it up, Avanti Wingate. Congrats on almost 4,000 subscribers. Next up, we have Crew Elite. I do feel like I've seen this channel before. Travis, I think you picked this one.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be a video game channel, then it ended up being like a tech review channel, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure that the avatar or the banner are giving me an accurate representation of what to expect.
Yeah,
it really
looks like a
feels
racing game.
It really does. That's exactly what I'm expecting. So I would highly recommend changing that up.
What does the about section show? Just out of curiosity. I'm wondering if it's outdated and it tells me something about. Oh no.
A lot of links.
To a channel, lots of links.
These links can be put in your about section. You can edit them to actually show up. Oh, you did. Okay, never mind. So redundant links. Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, I like that they're covering different things, but the thumbnails need a lot of work. Not as much text on the thumbnails. Some of the pictures are actually fine. They just need to be zoomed in a little bit more so I can see the product a little bit easier. You don't need to put all that text in the thumbnail. Some of these wouldn't need any text, to be perfectly honest. I would probably say the vast majority of them don't. But I'm also using tech reviews in every title. I think it's too vague. I understand kind of what you're getting at and what you're trying to do there, but it's too vague. When the title strategy works where it like links one to another, it needs to be a little bit more specific than that. So I would remove that. It's already obvious that it's a tech review. And they're just kind of covering a lot of different things, which there's really nothing wrong with that. Some of them are really long. So you have a waterproof LED light. I doubt I'm going to watch a 13-minute video about this. Seems overly long. And a microphone for 14 minutes seems really long. So I'm unsure why they're so long. And that might turn people off. Someone might look at a search result and see the same product and see that they can find out the information in 5 minutes. So nothing wrong with getting a little bit longer watch time on some of these videos that make sense, but like a light bulb for 14 minutes, I just don't think I'm going to watch a 14-minute video on a light bulb. So just something to think about.
This feels like a channel where they buy stuff from Amazon for under $50 and review it.
Yeah.
It feels as if that's the connecting topic here.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah. And then, my next question is, how did it get 8,000 subscribers? And it's because of this one video with 1 million views, which is what's it about? Is it a clip of a tornado touching down or something? 50 minutes worth of it?
Yeah.
So they did some weather stuff a couple of years ago, which brought in all of their audience.
Huh.
Yeah, likely any of those people subscribed for tech content. It looks like only about one of the top multiple videos really is about tech. So the vast majority of people here subscribe for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always tough too because you feel like, well, I've got 8,000 subscribers, but I'm kind of over the weather content, so I'm just gonna do what I want. So as long as you go, I've always felt like as long as you go into this knowing that 8,000 people are probably not going to return, and we're speaking hypothetically, we don't know how many of these have come from the tech videos versus the weather videos, but we assume quite a bit came from the weather videos. If you go in knowing, oh, these people are probably going to come back, then that's up to you. You can definitely turn that into a tech channel if you'd like.
Just let's have a look at the most recent ones then again, Dan.
Yep.
I just want to see if there is any particular type of tech that's resonating better or worse with their audience. So we've got webcams, we've got headphones, we've got ring lights, and
security camera stuff is all doing well. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
A lot of the views are under 100. Sorry, which ones are doing well, Travis? The
Security
webcam
cameras seem to be doing well. 600, 1.6 thousand, 2.9 thousand. So it looks like that seems to perform 3.6.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so security webcams could work.
So yeah, if you're willing to try this, your next 10 videos are just security cameras, webcam stuff, and see if that gets you a nice, consistent roll of video views. If you're prepared to do that, maybe it's too frustrating to just review webcams all the time, but that's seems to be what your audience is gravitating towards more than anything else on your channel.
Yeah, I agree with that advice. I would also say what's already been mentioned, which is the part of that homework would be to make it so you try not to put any text at all in your thumbnail, or very, very minimal text.
Boom. Yeah.
Make the camera the center of that shot, the center of attention that you're reviewing. So all of these cameras would, I think, be great if they filled out the entire frame, because they're so busy.
How often do they post as well, just out of interest?
2 days, 4 days, 6, every other day?
Almost every other day then.
Oh, well, then there's
they
a
took
break.
A bit of a break there. And what country are they in? I was just intrigued to know that as well, if it was
US.
Okay, United States. Yeah. Cool.
So a lot of potential here. I look forward to seeing where your channel goes. But yes, I absolutely thought this was a racing channel when you sent it. I'm like, oh, like a video game, I think there's even a game called Crew that's like a racing Crew something or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
The Crew. I don't remember now. We have next up's Food Space by Nausea. I hope I'm saying that right, at least a little bit. Rob, was this you?
So I picked this one because of the thumbnails, as always with food channels. And
Yep.
my thoughts were this. It's fantastic that you've, either by yourself or through our own advice, you've done close-up images of a food. But I think there's something that you can do a little wrong with food content, and that is to take an image of a food where all you see is a food, and you don't get any perspective, like it's on a plate, or there's something else in the image that kind of adds a bit of contrast. Because I'm just going to say how I look at it. I look at all of this, and it looks a bit like food sick sometimes. And I don't know if that's just because it's just all food on the thumbnail, or it's because of the way the thumbnail doesn't have that richness in color, and it doesn't pop because there's a lot of browns and a lot of greens. This is open to debate, Travis or Dan, if you disagree with me with this. In that sense that the thumbnails fundamentally are fine, but they just need a bit of tweaking to get them a bit of perspective and something that makes them more delicious looking.
I'm laughing because I kind of agree with you, especially these last two. It's like they've been zooming in on the food for years. Like they kind of started on plates and stuff, or for months, I mean, and then like now we're full on like food texture thumbnail. And I love that you're not using text. It's clearly food, but yeah, I think presentation does come into play here. Travis, what are you thinking? I know you love lunch.
Yeah, I think I was actually going to say exactly what Rob said. It's too zoomed in. It's ironic we talk about zoom in on the food, but we never really say where to stop.
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, 100,000%. It is too close. There's no perspective. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's a little bit too much. It's a little too close.
I'm just trying to pick out a food here that I think other people might have made videos on. Oven roasted tandoori. There we go. Let's see. Like, here's what we're talking about.
I think the fork in that adds a sense of scale as to how big it is. Or on that one with the chicken, you can see the plate in the background. So that I think helps a little bit. And also the thumbnail just looks really juicy and tender. Makes me hungry.
Yeah, there's that. This is kind of what we're saying is there's an element of presentation too when you're making these thumbnails, and you're almost there. It's really close. I don't know, like in terms of other things they can improve on though. The view counts are pretty. You know what? Actually, they used to be better, which is kind of interesting.
So they're in like the just over hundreds.
Oh, this one's
so
1,000
right now with a 300. Yeah. So is there any dish or anything that's more popular on the channel? They've had a couple of breakout ones here.
Curry, kidney bean curry. I don't know. Is this? That's not a curry, but we're also now we've 300 some views. So these 3 videos about curry did pretty well. So that could be a good place to start. So have we said everything? I love the banner, by the way. About section.
Yeah,
could be filled out
banner's
a
really
little more.
good.
Yeah, the banner's nice. So if you could do your thumbnails similar to this, I think you'd be on the right track. Are you ready to move on?
I think I would just also say in the sense that what makes your content unique to anyone else's. We often have to maybe raise that as a point for cooking channels. Like with the other channel we looked at earlier, we were maybe trying to identify that American food within an Indian channel might have been a unique selling point. Here it looks as if there are a lot of Indian dishes. So can you tell us why you're making this content? And it looks to be that you're able to tell us how to make these recipes in around about 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
So perhaps there is a bit of extra value proposition that you can add there for these videos.
Yeah. If you can tell me how to make something good and also do it quickly, that's going to save me time as I'm trying to find something to make for dinner. So keep it up. Let's talk a little bit about one of our fabulous services here at vidIQ. It's vidIQ Boost Plus Coaching. Travis, can you take us through this?
Yeah, so if you're really super serious about taking your YouTube channel to the next level, this is not for the faint of heart. Definitely can help you along with that. We do a 1-hour coaching session every month and go over your specific channel, your competition, what's going right with your channel, what's going wrong with your channel, and help you take your stuff to the next level. We had a lot of channels this year that have done really well. A couple that have, one that's hit 1 million, another one that's probably going to get very close to 1 million by the time the end of this year is over. Just a lot of really great success this year. So if you're really, really into it and you really want to make this something you're super serious about, check us out. Go to vidIQ.com and then click on the different plans there, and you will see it as Boost Plus Coaching.
I want to join this myself, Travis, because I want you to audit the vidIQ channel. I need some help. I really do.
No, just kidding. More Dan.
Wait, what?
You might be right.
Well, yeah, Dan's had a couple of knock out of the park videos this year.
True fact, Dan's first video on the channel has 1 million views.
That is true. These are true. That, and
I think it might be because there was a cameo of me in it, but
I think that helped. I do think too that it set the stage, and all my videos will eventually hit that point. We're just kind of waiting.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
I think that's how YouTube works officially. So that's Boost Plus Coaching. We're gonna move on now to Ziggy and Bella, 4.1 thousand subscribers.
Hey, Ziggy and Bella.
So did I pick this one? I believe
it's not
I
one
did.
of mine.
Okay. So this channel intrigued me because they do have some pretty healthy views on even just content from like a few days ago, and it looked to me to be like a tiny house channel, which that's always cool. I have some suggestions on thumbnails in that case, but I went to most popular.
A tiny house channel.
Yeah, like like van life channels and tiny houses and things like that.
Okay.
They were not within that realm years ago, and these videos have also a lot of views. I'm not exactly sure what genre this is, but
it looks like some cosmetic surgery going on there. Let's have a look at the about section.
Make way through. Tiny
Okay.
house. Okay. So we've pivoted now, which is what I figured. So quite the history with this channel. Joined in 2009. Looks like they've been making videos about that long too. But yeah, lately it's all about tiny houses. We're experimenting with shorts here. So 13-second long short, clips inside the tiny house. And yeah, I would say that some of the things they're doing right would be like why living in a tiny house is not as great as you think. These are the types of questions people are asking who are thinking, hey, I might want to downsize out, or I might want to live in a tiny house. I think they look cool, et cetera, et cetera. How do people feel about this? And you'll notice some of the other videos are just, there's a few things that I wanted to say. First and foremost, the thumbnails of just you with kind of red text and stuff, these don't really scream tiny house channel. I see the boxes and stuff, but that doesn't really tell me much. And then mostly you're in these thumbnails, you're kind of relying on the text to be the hero, but it's about tiny houses. So I would be doing more of this as much as you can, throwing your house in at different angles and different ways, and then maybe your house and then some boxes surrounding it to demonstrate like I have no room for these boxes, things like that. Travis, what are you thinking as you look through this channel?
Yeah, I agree. If it's a tiny house channel, definitely show more tiny houses in your thumbnail. If you do a tiny house search on YouTube, you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's do a search for that. I mean,
it's actually a pretty good niche.
I didn't realize this was a thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful niche, actually.
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of videos from this channel, actually.
Yeah, lots of big video views on some of these.
Yeah, the architecture in these is always really interesting, like how people handle storage, and like they fit families in houses that are really small and they look really cool. So this is kind of your, this is who your competition is right here.
Spend maybe completely apart from making a video, spend an afternoon just taking images of your tiny house as any which way you can, so that you've got stock of tiny house images for your future thumbnails. There are a couple there, like the one which says my tiny house with the hearts on it, which has 3,500 views. I think that's one of the best ones. Yeah, that one done as perspective there. I'm not sure if that's what resulted in the views there, but I think that's a good example of a better thumbnail. As you say, the tiny house on some of these just isn't there at all. Maybe you were testing with this solid background. I would also say that whenever you talk about, your dog is the center of the content, the audience doesn't seem to be interested in that. I'm seeing a couple here with less than 100 views when you're talking about Bella. So yeah, I think in combination with Dan saying, answering the questions that people are asking about tiny houses, plus trying to include a visual element of your tiny house in each of these would be useful. Maybe a shortcut to that is an arrow pointing to like a small window or like a corner of a house or something, which builds the intrigue. And as you were saying, Dan, I think 3 years ago they looked as if they were a cosmetic surgery channel of some kind. They were going through a facelift journey, which seems to be really interesting for your audience, but then you ran out of content for that and took a huge big break, so you really pivoted to something brand new now. Yeah,
it's gonna be tough to convince the people who are on this journey with you to now join you for this journey. I'm sure some of them did, but that's always a struggle, big pivots like that. When I think tiny house channels, my thing is like the one we just saw, the competition here. They actually go out and they meet with the people who own these houses and they tour them, and it's pretty cool. I don't know how much of a channel you can do about your one tiny house. You could talk about a lot of different elements. You've kind of hit on them a little bit, storage and things like that. But I would, as well as taking pictures on the outside of your house, take pictures inside. Show the cool ways you stored things. Show all your life hacks and cover it as much as you can. An extreme thing, if it were me, I would think of doing is going to like a local. I don't know if these are in a lot or wherever you have tiny houses built. Maybe they'll let you kind of like take your camera and tour different ones, and you could make a whole series on that. You would have to kind of work with them on that, but those are some of the ideas that popped into my head. Just thinking about how many ideas I could think of if I had one tiny house. How many videos could I really make about that?
Two more things from here, Dan. If you just scroll back up to the top, the channel banner doesn't reflect at all that it is a tiny house. You need to have that tiny house as a full image, because to me that just looks like a regular cabin or something. True. And then on the search, can you just add how to the end of this search? I'm just wondering if it's going to give us. No, I just mean like autofill.
Oh,
auto. So delete a letter and then add it again. So is there anything like how to get water, how to get started, how to build, and other things like that? How much does it cost? I'm thinking if you do a bit of keyword research like that, you'd be able to get some options as to what you can maybe talk about with your content.
Right. And reality check. Like, this is a great thumbnail right here. That's, hey, this is what it's going to be like to live in a tiny house. I don't even need to read the title. So that's kind of what we're talking about. All right. We'll move on to Matt HB with the grain. I think, Travis, you picked this one?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because it's woodworking. I don't remember last time we did anything about that. I actually remember we have done some woodworking channels before, but I don't remember last time when we did one. It's a newer channel, just under 2 months old, with already over 100 subscribers, which is great. Yeah. That's really fantastic. Yeah. Very hard to do. With some really healthy views. So definitely want to take a look. I mean, the fact that they have something that's a day old and has 400 views, and one that's not even a week old and has almost 1,000 is really crazy for a channel this size, especially this new. It means they're really nailing it. Now, I wonder if the thumbnails are overly complicated. Obviously, these are being cut out and put on a blue background. I don't even know if you need to do that. It seems a little bit extra. I think that the people that are going to be wanting to watch just want to see kind of the nitty gritty of, you know, the space that you're doing it in. The background, I think, would be fine. I don't know.
I would counter not, Travis, only because I feel as if it's you're in probably a wood craft DIY environment, so there's probably going to be a lot of beige and wood and things. I think they made the right choice here, but of course, there's more than one way to make a thumbnail.
Well, there's one way to find out. So yeah. that top one, you highlight over it, we can see where that thing is. Where is that tool at? Oh, okay. See, so I think that's I think it's something that could be interesting. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, if that thumbnail was capturing the spinning and the wood shavings coming off, that's interesting.
I think that'd be pretty amazing.
What I would just want to add here is notice which video's got the most views. It's that one, Dan, thank you. And notice anything about the thumbnail. It has no text.
It has no text. It's nice.
And
too.
I think as a creator embraces this idea of less text, like the last two as well, they've got a question mark, which is, I think, better than text sometimes. And the fact that they're maybe making a Baby Yoda or a Yoda thing out of something when the Mandalorian has just gone live. Mm-hmm. Another great idea as well there. So that's what my thought. Sorry, Travis, if you had more to add.
No, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what's funny, and this is kind of an aside, but so ever since I got my new phone, it's defaulted to the setting where if I'm scrolling through videos on YouTube, it just starts autoplaying them if I sit for a little too long, and it's always videos like this that I actually watch. And I never watch videos like this in any other format. But if I'm sitting down scrolling through my phone and some kind of satisfying looking thing pops up, I'll watch whatever they're building and watch it from beginning to end. So my point, I guess, was that this thumbnail right here demonstrates just that. And you even say oddly satisfying. It is really satisfying to watch someone woodwork or build something and watch it kind of come together. There's a guy who restores things. He finds old antiques that are all rusted and he restores them to new, and it's fascinating to watch. So
turn that into YouTube shorts. Like the satisfying genre, I think, is ripe for shorts type of thing.
It is. And I mean, with that being your top video, I can't look away. And then this one is probably the second most popular right here. Wood turning a bowl from a log, so kind of similar. A little bit busier of a thumbnail. But yeah, you've just gotten started, so you're doing amazing. Thank you for submitting your channel. I think we have only one more pre-selected channel, and then we'll move on to our random selection. It is Brier Art Studios. Which one of you guys picked this?
I picked this one because this is an example of a creator who needs to really move away from dumping large amounts of text on their thumbnails, thereby ruining what their channel is all about, which is art.
Yes.
I can't see a single thumbnail here which hasn't got some distracting text on there, which pulls me away from. I mean, the blue one, I think that's okay. You've just gone off, Dan. It was like top middle blue. Yeah, I get that one's all right because you're kind of using the space correctly with the text. But on others, it's either like the image is blurred out sometimes, or there's just big text on it. And I think this creator needs to start practicing making thumbnails with no text or very little text, or text which is used in a more discreet way.
That was my thought when you had sent this. I kind of figured that's where you were going with it.
Drawing a spooky dragon for Halloween. All right. I can't see a dragon. I can't see any elements of Halloween. So I'm less likely to click on it. I think that was done after Halloween as well. So I kind of missed the boat on the... Well, it might have been on Halloween.
Just after,
never
I think.
Quite sure.
It's the 10th now, and it was a week ago. So it could have been on or after Halloween.
Because like, if you were to ask me the question here, what type of art is this? I really don't know. I can't work out what type of art this channel is about. Is it about paper arts and crafts or drawings, digital art? What is the about section say? It says they're an art studio, so maybe they're doing multiple types of art.
Okay.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure.
Changed their name recently. Joined in 2018. All right. Yeah, I think maybe the temptation of covering the drawing is so that people actually click the video, right? They don't want to give away the entire video in one picture because that's what they're drawing. It's one picture. I think we've suggested this in the past, but you could show it. You could show the picture half done, you know, and kind of it implies you're going to take people on the journey to finish it. It could be a speed drawing, you know, anything like that. But that's the sense. I was trying to figure out why someone would do this, like cover their drawings with text, and that's the only thing. That's the only benefit, if there is one.
Hang on, so you see about customizing my outlet covers? All right.
Yeah.
Why is it still playing? I want to see the thumbnail again. So now, when you look at the thumbnail, I have no clue what that video is about.
Yeah.
If you look at the thumbnail, but actually, if you just did the image of the outlay, the cover outlet, that's probably enough to get me to invest in. Right, that's what you're making.
Right.
I'm interested now. Whereas that thumbnail, I'm just going to swipe past it because I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, if you had taken a paintbrush and then just had it touching an outlet
there
cover
you
were
go,
holding,
Dan. Yeah.
you know, that would have gotten the picture across perfectly, and you wouldn't have had to show any of the actual work at all. So, yeah, I do think that's some low-hanging fruit for this channel. And how long have you been posting? So posting a year, and they probably took a break at some point and came back to it. But view counts have always been pretty consistent. Is there anything?
Yeah, they're not bad for a channel of this size, but I think there's as you say, low-hanging fruit here.
Yeah. Travis, is there anything you can see that might help other than thumbnails?
Yeah, no, really, as an art channel, it's all about thumbnails. Really, it really becomes showing your work.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, people don't know if it's even worth clicking. So show your work.
Yep. All right. Well, that was all of our pre-selected channels. Before we move on, I want to really quick ask Dan H. if there was a question from the chat that we could tackle real quick as we transition into our random selection.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously a lot of chat going on. We've had a lot of super chats today as well. Just to point out, all of these super chats are going to the UN Foundation for COVID relief, not to vidIQ. So thank you guys so much for the donations.
Mm-hmm.
We can see a bunch of those super chats on the screen, so I won't sort of jump through them all now. So one thing we've gotten a lot today, and I think that's probably because it was mentioned during the stream. So from Sensei Seth, what's everyone's experience here with premiering videos? From what he's seen, they seriously decrease his views. And I know we tend to not tell people to use premiering their videos, but obviously it is a tool that YouTube has given to all of us. So could you guys give us some insight on your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so premieres used to have issues where it would definitely affect the long-term performance of the video. That's not the case anymore. Several large channels use it now, and those videos perform in line with their other videos. So it's safe to use, but what I think we see is a lot of people are using it for like every video, which is a mistake. Really, it should be meant for special videos, and quite frankly, something that you maybe spend extra time editing, something that's not time critical is probably a good idea. Usually a big video is the concept behind it.
Travis, have you got, can you give me any quick examples of big channels who are premiering stuff?
Mr. Mobile with just over 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Front Page Tech just did their last one.
Do they premiere everything, or
no, just a couple. He does a couple. He doesn't premiere everything, but he does do a couple.
I want to see if they had one.
And I think Sobo Squad Gaming even does some premieres, I think.
This channel will premiere things, and
They're premiering stuff on their channel banner.
yeah. So this
Wow.
this is like a tournament they do with these marbles, and it's really professional, really well done. And they want, they warn you when you watch, hey, by the way, don't read the comments; it'll spoil the race. Because you watch it, you want to follow it in real time, and you want to see who's going to win. So they premiere it so everyone can get a chance to get in there and watch it while it's happening, while the event is occurring, without it actually being live.
Do you think they called themselves Jelly Marble because it's similar to Jenna Marbles, and if people misspelt, they just ended up on this channel?
I've never thought of that, but
Because when you first searched, I thought, oh, why are we going to Jenna Marbles?
That's
right.
actually a thought too, to be honest.
No, I've been addicted to this channel. They do a really, really awesome job.
So going back to the question of premieres, my simple question to the creator is, why do you want to premiere something? And if it's because you want to test out a new YouTube tool, then you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. I still personally think that premieres has the tendency to turn your video into a bit of a live stream. And we generally know that live streams die a death once they've been published. Having said that, there are channels that do successfully do this, like Sean Cannell in the YouTube educator space is an expert of doing live streams or premieres that turn into something successful. I agree with Travis in that you shouldn't premiere every single video. And again, just from a point of view of the viewer, if they see something premiered that is just another regular video, they don't really want to wait a few days to watch it. Unless it's something of real high value and you can build some anticipation for it, then I probably wouldn't bother with premieres. But at the same time, it's always worth testing something. And maybe the next time I do a video, which is something along the lines of, 50 YouTube tips in 10 minutes, which is an idea I've been tinkering with. Maybe that is worth premiering 24 hours before it goes live. And again, as it does mean that you do get some live stream chat. And so if you think the chat can somehow boost the watch time of the video in the future, it might be worth doing it for that reason as well. But I think just for regular videos, it's probably something to steer clear of.
Yep. So thank you for your questions. Now we are well into the second hour already, and we've not done a single random selection. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into those.
We have a magic hat.
We have two forms that the magic hat is drawing from. One of them has 250 responses, and the other has 310 responses. So I guess I'll just, what should I do? Plug in 310, something like that.
Yeah, just do 325 or something, and then if it goes above it, we'll pick the one that's the latest one.
325. All right. So we're going to pick a random number first. Let's pick from the gaming list because we've not seen a gaming channel in some time.
All right. I want to know if your copy and paste works as well as mine, Dan, when you're trying to do this.
Well, we're looking at channel 81. We're about to find out.
Channel number 81.
So it is Lumi Games.
Lumi Games.
Okay,
you are up for channel audits. Let's take a look at Lumi Games.
There it is. Funny gaming. Funny gaming from Lumi
Is this
Games.
Roblox?
Well, I'm seeing some Minecraft here. Oh, whoa, my cursor just had a mind of its own. I got a new mouse, and it's sometimes it does that. No signal. Okay.
Test 1. How old is this channel? Let's take a look here.
March 21st, 2019. The About section is filled out with some Roblox there.
Yeah.
They do have a channel trailer, so all those things are good.
Look at that one with a Stevie as a new character, maybe in Smash Brothers. That got 1,000 views. A nice little thumbnail there.
Which one's this?
So this is like top row now to the right.
Oh.
Steve rocks
I
the
see it.
block.
Steve rocks the block. Gotcha. Nintendo new character. So it's interesting that this got 1,000 views, because I would say the title isn't really pulling that weight. I guess you just hit it right at the right time. Other than that, a lot of our general advice we give gaming channels, I think your thumbnails look a little bit busy at times. I think they need to be cleaned up quite a bit. This is just I recognize this as a screenshot from the actual video where they announced it. So this one looks cleaner than a lot of the other ones. It looks like you work really, really hard on these thumbnails, and I think I don't think you need to put as much time into them. I think you should take a character, cut them out, and have them on an interesting background. But it looks like you're hand drawing some of these, which in like Paint or something, which has to take forever. And it doesn't scream Roblox channel to me, except this right here, the banner a little bit. So yeah, and then your titles, I would definitely be doing some keyword research. That's the other thing.
Yeah, titles need to do more, a bit more than what they're doing right now, I would say.
Minecraft Sky Wars, I mean, is already heavily dominated. Just the 2 words Minecraft Sky Wars, and even the top YouTubers don't just put those 2 words. You know, they're trying to intrigue you in different ways. The king of Sky Wars, you know. So you should be looking at things like this when you're trying to make your thumbnails and your titles, and drawing from those examples. I'm going to pick another channel, but this time from...
So every time you pick a new channel, I'm going to try and announce it as if I am a commentator in like a sports computer game. You know, whereby sometimes the voice doesn't quite sound right. So you'll get what I mean in a second.
Oh, okay. I'm going to just take your word for it, I think.
Yeah, pick a number then. The next channel we are selecting is channel 55.
Gosh, this is going to be a long...
And that channel name is...
long stream.
Be Unlifted. Sorry, Be Unlifted. It's not working out.
Motivation.
Nobody programmed the word uplifted into the computer?
Be uplifted. So, motivation, positivity, and laughter. We have 28 subscribers and a whole lot of content starting 10 months ago. What are we thinking? Travis, we haven't heard from you for a minute.
This actually feels like a low budget Evan Carmichael channel or something like that. If you've ever seen Evan's channel or Charisma on Command, it feels like that's kind of the angle they're going for. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to come out saying this is exactly what this channel is trying to be, which is not an easy thing. These are really short videos too, by the way, which makes it a little bit difficult to get some of the information across. I guess at this point, if you're going to make them this short, make them short enough to put in shorts, because I think that's the only thing, like the Muhammad Ali one, like I think that's the only way you're going to be able to get any kind of traction on it. I just nip off the last 10 seconds or so, get it under a minute and start putting them up, because most of these are just over a minute to begin with. And I think it's going to be difficult for you to, because what Evan and Charisma on Command do, they don't just like take some clips from other channels, just play them and that's it. They actually also add their own kind of feedback to it. And I think that that's probably not happening here, is my guess. These are just like reused content is what it looks like.
It does, yeah. It looks to be clips from places where the unique thing they've done is added some subtitles slap bang in the middle, along with some calls to action below.
Yeah.
So it's not a very exciting thing or a new or fresh perspective on positivity for maybe viewers and YouTube to get too excited about just yet.
Yeah, I was going to comment. It looks like a lot of reused content. So that you're adding subtitles to it and that you've probably cut it up, that might fall under fair use.
Yeah, let's click on one of the videos, immediately pause it and look at the description. I'm just intrigued to see if they're doing something along the lines of, there you go, right there. Right.
Yeah.
Have a bit of that, YouTube.
I don't know if that's going to really...
I think that's the most copy and pasted paragraph on YouTube descriptions in history.
Yeah, generally speaking, we would say use your own content whenever possible. And I mean, this is kind of a situation for me where it feels like I should just say best of luck.
Feels that way.
It does. I'm not trying to be rude, calling it as I see it. We will move on.
No,
yes?
You look at it from this point of view. This is a channel which is using other people's content and putting subtitles on it, versus another creator who's maybe taking all of this advice and they're creating their own videos. They're standing in front of camera. They're doing like maybe 10 times the work as this channel. So from a creator's perspective, who do you want to see succeed more? I know, and that sounds like a bit of a harsh question, but like, how else can we help this channel? Because they seem to be, they're doing what they're doing.
If you're
versus a creator who's trying to do something 100% original.
if you're somebody who truly has a motivational message to deploy, then I think you would get a lot more views being you and going on camera and, you know, speaking that message. You know what I mean? I think that this content's probably been played to death in other places. It's just
True.
It doesn't feel like there's enough originality here. I'm not going to have a connection with the creator, and that is, at least here at vidIQ, that's what we believe. Like YouTube is all about, you know, developing that connection with audience and creator. So, I guess that's where I'm struggling a little bit. But I think we should move on. We haven't looked at Twitter once today. So we do have a way for you to get a channel audit by using #ChannelAudits and creating funny clickable memes. This is similar to thumbnails in that if you can get us to stop scrolling, get us to laugh, we will likely audit your channel. That's good.
Simple, does a job.
Yep. I think.
Hello.
Should we continue or?
I don't know what's going on there.
Before this is just nice. Before vidIQ.
Yeah,
after
just
vidIQ.
click on that, everybody. Just right. This is what can happen to you in 10 months. There you go.
Yeah.
Channels increased in size by 50 times there. Beautiful stuff. Well done, Ethan Reck.
Congrats, and thank you for sharing that. Share it with everybody.
I like that one.
What?
This Mr. Beast one. Very nicely done there. I like that. I think you should send that to Mr. Beast. Yeah. You see, I thought they needed a better face for you there, Dan, on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like it hit
I
the
look
mark a little bit.
I have resting angry face. I'm sure you could have found something.
Yeah. It's another half decent one.
So we're back into November here. vidI robots. Some of these are pretty good. So let's start up here with fort maps.
Yeah, fort maps. Let's do this one first. We may have already audited this channel. This feels like one where we told them to go all in with different maps and stuff on Fortnite, but that's not what they're doing.
I see a stream here with a few views. A lot of Rocket League. Here's some Fortnite, more Rocket League. Okay. So I think you know what we're going to tell you then. If
they did do some map stuff down a little further down, Dan, just look. Yeah. So there's a bit of run of
I remember these, yeah. It's hard because it looks like they run out of maps, right? And they kind of go for a bit in another direction. Which is okay. I understand. I get the temptation. But you are calling yourself Fort Maps. Your banner's good. It feels like Fortnite, and gaming's your passion, and you might want to split in some like Fortnite like best headshots, or find moments from the game that you can at least stay on topic with. Maybe it's not 100% of maps all the time because there's only so many maps you can cover. But the Rocket League stuff doesn't seem to be, well, you know what? Actually, this one has 71 views, which is interesting. Because some of these other videos, well, no. Then when you stick to maps, you do really well. So, yeah.
Maybe they can go into more details on specific maps. Like in some of these videos, it's top 10 maps. Why don't you go into the map itself and like the 10 unusual things in this specific map, or 20 items you wouldn't expect to find in this map? You know,
yeah, secrets.
See where I'm going with that direction?
Yeah, definitely, like hidden areas and secrets and things like that. Best place to camp. I don't know if that's frowned upon.
Boo.
Hey, that's good though. That controversy is what you need to get that engagement, that sweet engagement. So we do wish you luck. I think that when you do stay on topic, good things happen. Try and get more creative. Yes, listicles are one way to do it, but that was a good suggestion from Rob there. I think we should move on to another Twitter selection.
Sure. Speaking of one.
And we've seen Ethan's channel. How about?
Yeah.
We don't have a link to this one.
So if you go to his channel name, he might have it.
Here we go.
Pelopoli.
Oh, there you go.
Pelopoli. Let's go with that.
I like the banner, the Tesla Cybertruck. Okay, so we're making low poly things in Blender. 2 weeks, a week. Okay, so maybe
nice start. I mean, I would love to get 350 views on my first video, plus each video getting more views than subscribers right now. Excellent momentum to begin with. And this is what we talk about with channels that do game development, etc., etc. Don't show us necessarily the code or something. Give us a final result of something. And look, low poly lighthouse. That brings me in. Cube in Blender in 1 second. All right. The title helps there, but you can show somebody how to do a cube in 1 second, even though a video is 14 seconds. But we'll let that slide. Low poly tree. So like you could do. You've already got a series here of like low polys. I mean, you want to be doing this low poly Tesla truck as quickly as possible, I think, on your channel.
Yeah. How did you make this? Like this, that's pretty cool. This channel, it doesn't look like much right now, but this channel has a ton of potential.
I agree. I think there's real potential here.
Then you got a trailer already. You're introducing yourself. I love what we got on the monitor there. Yeah, this comes off very, very professional. And this is one of those ones we should save because I think they're going to blow up at some point. Like, people who are trying to learn game development and learn Blender could probably get a lot out of watching this channel.
He's providing a value as well. Like, I'm going to make this low poly lighthouse in 10 minutes or in 5 minutes. So an extra nice little value prop there as well. And like the channel banner, does the channel banner even need any text on it?
No, you kind of know what you're getting a little bit. Feels like a video game a little bit. You recognize it, Cybertruck. And then you get into everything else, and you're like, okay, this guy makes stuff like that. That's really cool.
I agree. This is something that we should revisit. I mean, this is a suggestion, so I don't think you need any improvements right now, but we talk about this a lot. Trying to infuse popular culture with things that you're creating. Can you make a Mandalorian helmet or a Baby Yoda as a low poly in 5 to 10 minutes? Or something similar in the near future.
Yeah. Hopefully Disney doesn't strike you down for making Baby Yoda, but I do think that would be somewhere to go. Just keep on top of pop culture and keep making awesome things like this, because game developers, people who are learning this stuff, this is the kind of thing that like one video like this could teach somebody a lot about the terrain they're trying to build within a game. So keep it up. Valuable channel. All right, so we're gonna move back onto the magic hat, and we're gonna pick a number.
The next channel is 215.
We're gonna go to the regular audit list because I miss Travis's voice.
And the channel we are picking is
go ahead.
Is it the Arsenal? I think that might be the channel.
Let's see.
Nope.
No.
All right then.
Huh.
Ha. So a channel with 100,000 subscribers that has a generic channel banner. There you go. I didn't know it was possible.
And doesn't post very often. At all.
Yeah. So those are two things you can fix right now. How many total views have I got? Dan, just out of curiosity. 2 million. All right, so that does kind of fit the view counts.
Does it though? 2 million views for 100,000 subscribers. That sounds to me.
It's a very good conversion rate. I'll give you that.
Incredible conversion rate. Like it is. I mean, I guess it depends on what type of niche this is, I suppose. That's like an incredible conversion rate.
So is this like a news channel? That's my best guess. Because unfortunately we don't speak the language that's on the thumbnails.
Kind of sus.
Travis isn't buying it.
Anything's possible on YouTube.
Yeah, it's hard for us to advise. I think we're gonna move on, but I mean, if all this content is yours and you're doing everything above the board, I would say keep going.
It's likely that they unlisted a bunch of videos or something for some reason, whatever that reason is. And that's where they got most of the subscribers from, which would explain why their view counts on like more recent stuff is, aside from the fact that they don't post very often, is way low. So it'd be interesting to know if they had stuff up that is no longer active.
Yeah, that would be very intriguing. I'm gonna pick another number. 198 from the gaming
channel
list.
number 198.
Tis
And we are auditing channel Spooky Banana Plays.
25 subscribers. And a handful of videos. Let's see. 2 months ago is about when they started. And we're seeing kind of a variety. It looks like horror mostly, but there is a Minecraft video stuck in there. This one got 1.5k views. Made of Skur? Boss fight. Interesting. Well, all right. So it looks like you're doing a walkthrough. Let's play walkthrough part 1, 2, etc. So probably a bunch of those coming up. They're pretty long. And then your playthroughs. Oh, wow. These are very long. You know what's interesting, though, is your boss fight video that has 1.5k views is very short, 7 minutes long. And we kind of know what we're getting into. It's this game that you're playing, and you're going to show people how to fight this boss. Can you do more of this?
When is the focus, especially for smaller channels, especially with Let's Plays? Like, I mean, yeah, you could do Let's Play, but let's say the Let's Play is pitched in a way in that you're focusing on finding a certain item, or you're defeating a boss, or you're as I say, when you see like Let's Play episode numbers, it's just another part of this game. But when you try and pitch it as something a little different to the viewer, that can be far more attractive. And then the other question is, why have they finished with Made of Sky, Scare or Skyer? Have we just got to the end of a level or whatever? Because they were doing okay with that, and now they've moved on to Amnesia, and the view counts have collapsed a little bit. Yeah,
well, they were playing the game for over an hour in each video, so they probably reached the end pretty quick. And I wouldn't have necessarily broken those up into smaller parts or anything, but what I would have done, what I tell people to do in these long-form gameplay videos, is to, yes, make them shorter, and instead of saying, let's play this game, episode 1, 2, etc., let's play this game, hey, like, boss fight, like in this case, or hidden item, or something in that title that's going to get people to click. And it can be a continuation of the last video. That's totally cool, but you want them to kind of stand on their own, make people click on them because of something that's going to happen in that video. And I would be curious to see the retention on these. Maybe there were streams, it doesn't look like they were. Maybe they were re-uploaded from another service like Twitch. It's just it's hard to imagine the retention is super, super good on these.
One thing we haven't spoken about, which I think is a good thing, is we've not really zeroed in on the thumbnails. And I think the thumbnails are of a generally good quality for a channel of this size. Each thumbnail has a focus on a particular object or a character. Yes, it has a game title in there sometimes. I don't think it's too intrusive there. And the text, although it is used, we're using this very bright yellow, which is contrasting well with the thumbnails. But I think the thumbnails are generally okay right now.
Yeah, thumbnails are pretty good. They're I like that there's usually a character, and they're cut out from the background. They pop. So yeah, a really good start. I mean, when I first started on YouTube, I did not have a video take off my first 4 weeks like that. Like, that's really, really good. So I would learn from this. This video is good data right here. 7 minutes long, probably good retention, and you took people on a very specific journey. I'm gonna fight this boss and likely show you how to do it too. So keep going.
And this next channel, I guarantee it's going to be made for Travis. Come on, we got to deliver a Travis centric channel next.
Yes. Okay.
Only if it's a reaction channel to Savage stuff. Savage reaction channel.
317.
They'll offset 273. Dan.
What?
We haven't got
too high a number.
Yeah, too high a number. 273.
Oh. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, digital art. Here we go. Boom. I'm encouraged.
What do we got?
Aurora Vogs.
It's definitely digital art.
If you forget how many A's there are. Oh, so there's some live streams there. So if someone types in that name with 2 A's, will their channel still come up? That's a real question. I'm not trying to be funny. Because this is what I talk about, like, your name has to be memorable. And see what happened now. I can't find your channel now. So someone who may really like your content may forget that it's like, if they haven't subscribed or can't subscribe, they're trying to tell someone else about it. They forget an A and they never find your channel. Never.
Yeah.
So always be thinking about that for channel names. Like this is such a important aspect of YouTube that many people forget. It's really like I get actually even before I had like 1,000 subscribers, I had people searching for my channel name to find it. And every single month I still get people to search for my channel name. And it's important to make sure that it's easy to remember, spell, and that sort of thing. Anyway, on to this. Thumbnails definitely need work. I understand what they're going for. Like I like that in some ways you're showing that you're doing it in the software and the speed painting. That's great. But I still feel like they need a little bit of work here. They're not, some of them are clearer than others. Some are too zoomed out.
I don't think they're using custom thumbnails on their streams.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to keep your live streams up, then I would definitely put custom thumbnails on them for sure. If you're not going to keep them up, then, who cares?
Are
these like video games at the bottom?
Well, I think they were drawing.
Doing some video games to begin with, yeah.
I think that they were drawing thing. Oh, nope. They're just playing games. Sorry. They were drawing their thumbnails.
Yeah. They're just trying to figure out what they want to do, right?
Yeah. But the most popular video is actually, I'm imagining this became a short, but 85 views.
Let's go back to the top results, Dan, because the question I want to ask is from the channel banner and from the thumbnails, I can get that you're a digital artist, but my immediate question when I'm scrolling through is, okay, what are you drawing? And I don't really get enough of that from the thumbnail or the titles. Drawing an art audition thing. Okay, why is that important to me if I want to watch this? Drawing Fenton Franz fan art. Okay, so there's a bit of a connection there to, I presume, a character. Scroll down a little bit more. OC refs. Does that mean anything to anyone here?
Not here.
I don't know. I mean, does that mean anything? Do these titles mean anything to any of us or anyone in the chat? I'm guessing probably not. Live Drawing Inc. Is that a search term?
It's let's see.
I'm just not. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm not compelled to want to click on these. There you go. That's a good example of some thumbnails.
Yeah, and this is why I'm always talking about putting thumbnails on live streams too. Travis mentioned it just a sec ago. If you're going to keep it up, definitely. If you're going to keep this on your channel as content people can find, definitely put a thumbnail. But your live streams on YouTube are kind of cool because when they get discovered while you're live, you have a thumbnail, whereas on Twitch, you don't have that benefit. You can't use any of those tools. So take advantage. Absolutely. And then you don't have to do it when the stream's over. You don't have to add a thumbnail. It's already done. So I think that's the biggest thing for an art channel. Thumbnails. So best of luck to you. And that's a really good thing Travis pointed out with the name. Missing one of these A's and you don't show up at all. But if I just put this, you'll show up. I have to put it exactly, though.
So remember what YouTube has said recently, not too long ago, about tags. Using misspellings of your names and stuff might be a good use of your tags, is to put in all the different spellings of this.
OC refs isn't a search term either. I just had a quick look and nothing's coming up of any value or volume.
Yeah.
Apparently, it means original character reference.
Oh.
Well, nobody's searching for OC refs, so maybe you need to put that as a full name.
Yeah. I would have named this character, given it some context too. So, like drawing Skullboy or something, OC refs, if that's something the art community recognizes. But yeah, I think we've given this channel a lot of good advice. Should we move on to another random selection or Twitter?
Please.
Okay, let's do gaming. Where's the gaming list? We have 264.
264. Channel name is
Minecraft Player 1.0. This is the very first Minecraft player on YouTube.
Okay.
Whoa. Holy.
Well, from 10 years ago. 10 years plus.
We survived together.
All right.
What do we got? Ooh. Spooky special with 1,000 views.
The little YouTube short there.
Yeah.
Tying it in with a
YouTube
theme.
short.
All right. Hey, come on, this guy. I'm calling fake on this guy. First ever Minecraft player had been on YouTube for a month. Now, having said all of this,
I forgot we said that about him.
it looks like they're mostly a shorts channel at this point, and never do a Minecraft channel that just starts up would kill for view counts like this.
Yep.
Wouldn't they? Like, for how many subscribers have we got? Forgot over 100 yet?
No, they won't tell us.
We don't know. But yeah, like some videos getting over 1,000 views in the Minecraft area. Dan, you've had your amazing Minecraft success with a YouTube short.
Yeah.
If this is a YouTube Shorts channel dedicated to Minecraft, I'd say just keep it up. I would probably just give up doing any videos over a minute and keep them as shorts, and worry about whether you can monetize at another time.
Yeah, definitely.
Just my thoughts, of course.
No, yeah, I mean, you want to test out long form videos if that's what you want to get into, and I think you've tried it, right? You did a Halloween one, it did well. You tried to double down on it right away, did not do as well. I would say the thumbnail isn't doing you favors because that's almost a screen grab with some text on it. You want what's spooky about this? Look at this. Like, I can see pumpkins. I know this is Halloween without putting my cursor on it. You got lucky because you can't really force that to be a thing, with shorts. So you got really lucky there. But here, we don't know what's going on. So thumbnails would be what you want to work on next. You will get subscribers from shorts. People will want to come back. So yeah, if you want to do some long form videos, but more shorts than longs, may be a strategy here for starting a Minecraft channel. We're still learning. We're still learning about shorts. I love that the villager's wearing a mask, by the way, and you too. Put masks on all the characters. All right.
I feel like everyone should be wearing a mask right now. If you're not wearing a mask, you're a terrible person. I just want you to know that. I just want to put that out there.
Hello, Savage.
Hello.
Hey, how's everyone doing? I know that we're in the last stretch here of this final live stream ever because obviously Dan.
What are your thoughts on the election, Savage, and how it's gone for you personally?
I feel like I won, is what I feel like happened. And I'm suing everyone until I do. That's what's going to happen. Demand a recount. And all the other things that make it sure that I win. I won. That's all that matters to me. I win. By the way, can someone buy me a PlayStation 5? I mean, why not? I am your supreme ruler, so you should be doing this happily.
Open request in the chat here if anybody wants to purchase a PlayStation 5 for Savage.
Yes, feel free.
Okay, Dan, what are you doing? We're just on the.
I don't have the Savage audit list, so I can't.
I'll audit everybody. Everyone in the chat who needs to be Savage.
I'm sending it over to you, Dan, via alternative communication means if you want to check.
Thanks. Meanwhile, I'm going to pick a normal channel.
We're going to need people to watch over the list as people look at the list and make sure it's being counted correctly. I need to make sure that these are all illegal votes. I mean, I want all the illegal ones. If people don't want the illegal ones, I'll take them. I'll take the illegal votes. Why not? They're still vote.
Red cheeks.
Red cheeks. This is not a Savage audit, by the way. This is just somebody who wanted actual help. I just want to clarify that.
I don't know if they need help because for a channel that's 2 months old, 40 subscribers, and they're getting hundreds of views on each video. Yeah. You're doing some fantastic work. Better calls to action would be my first suggestion to get more subscribers.
Yep.
Can you just go? Can we just quickly look at their Instagram channel? I just want to see if they're able to push people to. Okay, that's a relatively small Instagram channel as well. Yeah, it's phenomenal work for the size of a channel. For where you started, more content as well. Of course, you've only done 4 videos in 2 months, and it's clear your audience wants to see more from you. You tied in a Halloween tutorial as well, which is fantastic work. Well done to you. What was it? Hang on, just go to the videos. What is that? Software functional tester.
First software functional tester.
Oh, right, okay.
I think it's still related to makeup, but it definitely,
What's the about section then? Can we just learn a little bit more about this creator?
Blog for people who have similar site on life. Okay. So I would definitely include a little more about beauty and fashion and lifestyle, since that's your value proposition, in your about section, because this is keyword ranked. So the more you can do there, the better.
I'm intrigued to know how this channel has got 650 views on my first software functional tester job. But it just seems completely unrelated to everything else.
It's a job interview video. They're talking about their job interview, I think. So
yeah, maybe that job interview, top 10 questions. Maybe there was some keyword results in there. Just click on the video. I just want to see how many like comments I've got. See if there was some good engagement there. 21 comments, so that's not bad either. Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting for a channel of this size.
So I would definitely keep to the makeup tutorials and things like that. But then again, if you were, I don't know how many job interviews you're going to do that you can talk about. But
didn't you talk about the makeup she wore during the job interview? That might be kind of a fun.
Oh yeah, that's
Fun
interesting.
little video there. That would be
Yeah.
Also,
I also misread the first video. I thought it read, "Does Bitcoin help your hair to grow long?" Because I really need to know if it does.
You can buy a lot of wigs if you invested in Bitcoin.
That's certainly true, Dan. But yeah, I don't know what else to suggest with a channel that's only got 4 videos and they've got some really good view counts. There's clearly something working in your content. Do more of it, because once a week is maybe not enough for your. Oh, does that not work, Dan?
I don't have access to this form.
All right, Savage, give me a number and I'll send it to them.
27. Why not?
All right, you got 68 students, by the way, Savage. Well done.
That's good.
All right. Okay.
The plan is working.
All right. Okay, Dan. So there you go. That's the first channel.
All right. So disclaimer: this is a Savage audit. This is one of Savage's students, one of the many, and they are here to learn from the master known as Savage. vidIQ may or may not endorse the things you're about to hear.
I'm pretty sure they wholly do not endorse.
Are you sure? Sometimes, right? No.
It's sometimes.
This is a great channel. Let me explain to you why. Have you ever heard the phrase "something is both the question and the answer, the problem and the solution"?
Mm-hmm.
That's this channel right here. It's the problem. The solution is right in the name. They should nuke this channel. Let's get rid of it. Just completely destroy it, flush it down the toilet, put a nuclear bomb on it, send it on its way. So the problem is the solution. Team Nuke, you nuked. What is it? What is this about even? Does anyone even know? Do you think this person sits down in front of his computer know what the heck he's going to make a video on? I guarantee he doesn't. I'm going to put $2 out there. He does not. Nuke, you've been nuked.
Is this a music cover channel?
I think it's just a
used
music
to be an IndyCar
channel.
racing channel.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, Nuke doesn't know either. You can try to figure it out, but they haven't figured it out either. Look, you got the Scooby-Doo on there. I mean, that right there tells you everything you need to know. And Venom. Let's go to another one. Let's go to another one that's not need to be new. Let's go to 32 right quick before you get the other stuff.
32. I'm on it.
Before I find something else I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of trying to get these PlayStation and Xbox One and all these other things. I need to sell them on the side, make some extra money.
All right, we have
the Savage Xbox Series X, $2,000. If you want one, send me the money. Armpits piano hits. I love it. Armpits piano hits. I love armpit hits. I used to make great music with my armpits, but somehow he's doing it through music. Man, they came through and disliked his stuff, didn't they? I bet it sounds terrible.
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you imagine if someone playing piano and people came down and disliked it? This must sound like hot trash. I wish I could hear it, but I'm afraid we get. Can you? I need to hear this now. At some point, I need to hear a little bit. Is comedy ready to write itself? I know it is. Can someone please play these? Any of the ones of the 67.
Maybe this channel has a troll on here who's Dan, can you just mouse over some of the dislikes and dislikes?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, one of these ones. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's just a couple people. I thought maybe
it seems to be consistent then.
But even so, listen, armpits. I like what you're trying to do. I think piano music is great. There's some great piano hits out there, especially if you lived in the 1870s. But of course, here we are at the end of 2020 into 2021. I think you know what you need to do next.
Let's say the obvious thing though as well. Like, can you do some piano covers of The Mandalorian right now? Especially the theme tune. I love the Mandalorian theme tune. And hey, for 140 subscribers, cover versions. Each video is getting more views and subscribers. So, from a non-Savage perspective, I think you're onto something here. I like the thumbnails, Dan. If you just scroll down a little bit, I do like the idea of you just being in front of your piano playing it, because from a thumbnail perspective, that immediately tells you that this is somebody playing a piano. But I think if you just added some sort of visual imagery of whatever the thing you're trying to cover, that might help you as well. Maybe it's like, for example, Dan, like the middle one, which says Mozart Rondo. If you could somehow put an image of whatever it is on, the blank space on the piano, it's almost like if you added some opacity or something, so it almost blended into the piano. If you could do something there, I think that would be just a really good visual cue as to, I'm doing a cover version. of this. Like you kind of done it on the Game of Thrones one a little bit with Jon Snow in there, and it looks like you've almost adjusted the image so that it fits on the piano. Yeah, can you see that, Dan? Like Jon Snow, the image is being the perspective is changed, so almost, unless that is actually. I'm waffling here, but does anyone get what I mean here?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Cool. All right.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. What were you talking about?
Yeah, I did sort of lose it a little bit there.
Okay. Should we do what? We only have time for a couple more. Should we do Twitter?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Go to Twitter. Let's see what's going on there. There were some good submissions before.
Make
sure to sort by latest.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
Oh, Dan, look at it. You made it. Nice.
Why am I crying acid tears here?
That's Sean Connery. He recently passed away.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice. I just saw me crying acid tears. We already looked at that one.
Yeah, I've already looked at them. Let's pick the top one then. I think that one was a good one.
Which one?
At the very top with you flexing your muscles.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And silent. I feel as if we may have audited this channel before.
I clicked and everything broke.
Yeah. Oh no, your browser's broken. Is it broken?
Oh my goodness! A technical difficulty on a vidIQ live stream. That's never happened before. We haven't had that ever.
It's all right. It's all right. We recovered it. Among Us. All right.
Sub.
You're jumping on the Among Us trend. Nothing wrong with that.
It looks like your name is MD Silent Sub. Just saying. Okay, so wow. 5 months ago, you had a run of thumbnail wallpaper for a bit there, and your titles were the same. Everything was the same. These days you're playing Among Us, but not a whole lot has changed. You're still using almost the same thumbnail, and you haven't really done a whole lot with your titles to get these ranked in search, I think, in any way, considering the popularity of Among Us. The worst Among Us ever. Like, I think those are your two suggestions right there. Better thumbnails and do some keyword research. What about it made that person the worst Among Us player? You know what I mean? Or you in that case? Why were you so bad in that match? Like, I got caught in 10 seconds. Something just a little more intriguing than these titles and thumbnails. I think that's going to be your biggest thing. You have a lot of content though. 38 subscribers, so I think those are going to be our tips. Should we move on to maybe one more random selection?
Let's get one more non-gaming channel, I think.
Non-gaming channel coming up. Where's the magic hat? Boom. 304.
304.
Which
turns into 290.
Yep.
Which turns into channel Soft Spoken Secrets.
Boom.
Okay, then. Let's take a look at this one.
Okay. So we're seeing a lot of different footage with some... I'm guessing this is a music channel?
It said it was inspirational poetry. From a brief description that I've got.
So much hope and compassion. Okay. Poetry. Got it. So I assume if we clicked on these, we'd hear some music maybe and someone reading poetry over what I hope is stock footage that you've licensed.
Yeah, it seems to be what we're hoping for here.
That said, the view counts, we got 1,000 views here.
Some of them are pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's sort by most popular and try and work out why some of these do a lot better than others.
The Return, Finding Peace in Unity. Okay. 4%. So the titles aren't... There's nothing similar about the titles. They're all caps.
Can we just click into a video and just intrigued to see the engagement rate on these?
3 comments.
3 comments. So that suggests that there's some external outside influence, perhaps. The likes and dislikes are pretty low as well. So have these been seen somewhere else, perhaps?
Could be Facebook,
or Twitter
Instagram or something. Yeah. I don't want to click because I don't want to bring up my Facebook.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, on one hand, keep doing what you're doing because you're getting really healthy view counts, especially for your subscriber number. If these are coming from another source, which now that I look at that subscriber number, that's probably the case. could you maybe direct people to your YouTube channel? Could you have some calls to action that are kind of subtle, like don't forget to subscribe, and things of that nature? But yeah, any other advice before we pack it in?
I can't think of anything really other than, I think, again, with maybe these inspirational types of content, I think there's an opportunity to test out shorts as well, if you want to go down that route. But yeah, the fact that there's so many views versus the engagement is so low, those always confuse me. I don't know where the traffic's coming from.
Yeah, but you do. So definitely go check into that, see what you can do about it, learn from it, and let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. So this has been another Channel Audit live stream. Rob, thank you for letting me host. It was fun.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I'm humbled that you value my opinion as a guest.
I mean, it is the last opinion I seek, but it is of value.
That's fair. That's fair.
Dan, thank you for being here. Real quick, were there any other last little questions we could tackle?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I didn't pull up another question necessarily,
That's
but
okay.
going back in the past, the dark mode versus light mode poll was pretty one-sided. I counted it 42-5 in favor of dark mode. So
all right then. Okay.
for future streams, apparently the chat definitely prefers the dark mode. And I will point out that we have our Discord server that is very active with a lot of creators in the pinned comment above. Just go to the rules section, accept the rules, and that will open up the entire server. And you could talk to us, talk to me, talk to Dan, and to all the great moderators who have been in this chat. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we are live tomorrow here on YouTube for the weekly Wednesday webinar with Leron. He's going to show you how to grow on YouTube and how to use all of our tools. So if you're not familiar with all of our tools, be sure to show up to that tomorrow. And then later that day, we'll be live on Twitch, the vidIQ crew, playing something. We'll be playing something. I'm not going to hype the game yet because we may change it, but we'll see. Rob, are you here for that or no?
I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. I might actually take that one off.
That's no.
You'll have to tune in and find out.
Unless we're playing Assassin's Creed, I don't think Rob will be involved.
It's just me playing my own game. Savage, any final words?
Yeah. Listen, I have a PO box set up where you can send me all of your money, your Xboxes, and your PlayStations and stuff. We'll put a link in the description where you can do all that. I appreciate everything that you send me every week. Really, I do. Thank you so much. And you're welcome for me being in your life.
Okay. Well, that was
a few people in the comments claim that they will be sending you a PlayStation. So keep an eye on it.
Imagine if it actually happens. Fun fact here. Sorry to go off on a bit of a tangent, but the very lovely people at Think Media sent me a gift box. I'll actually get it on screen, actually. Just bear with me 1 second.
That's the way to go. You start talking and then you disappear so no one knows.
So they sent me this, right? Because I helped them out with a conference that they were doing. But they sent me a comb, okay? Which you can see here, which I have no use for. And I said on a tweet or whatever that I'll give it like a free giveaway. And somebody wants it. So what I'm doing is I'm signing this comb and I'm sending it to them. And I'm going to put my DNA on it as well.
Oh my gosh!
I think that's what they want. No, they said we're going to frame it, so we have no intentions of using it. But yeah.
Well, now it can't go on eBay.
Pointless.
Wonderful.
Story.
Love to see that. That's incredibly savage.
I'm upset now.
You're welcome, Savage. I follow in your footsteps.
There'll be one ginger beard hair in there.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, this has been very upsetting. Thank you all for being here. And we will see you tomorrow for 2 different live streams. Be sure to check Discord for all the links and hype and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. See you next time.
I've just got.
Okay. What? Hold on.
Oh, it looks like I'm fighting with the outro now.
Yep.
I was going to joke and say time is the most valuable currency. I can't
that.
be bothered telling you that. Just play the outro.
It is, though. It's very valuable, and we appreciate you spending it with us, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be a joke that time is the most important currency, and then I waffle on for 2 minutes about why time is the most important currency and the blah, blah, blah.
Well, you ruined the outro, so I hope it works now.
Bye, all.
See ya.
We ruined